Gamers of Reddit, what is the thing that you hate more than lag? People who turn around and harass their own team as soon as something goes wrong. Or people who leave as soon as their team starts losing. How more and more games require internet access to play. I don't need to be online. I just wanna fight some goblins or whatever. My kids are finally getting to an age where I can veg the duck out and play some games once in a while. When did so many goddamned games become you don't need online play? But we are going to require a connection. If you're playing on PC, I recommend GOG.com to avoid that and any other DRM whenever possible. Macro trans ducking actions. Macro trans ducking actions, great job with that one. So it's about tiny transsexual sex techniques? Or is it macro in the sense that each technique is extremely specific and brief? Perhaps there's macro trans ducking actions too? When games have ridiculously few checkpoints and levels. So you have to do the exact same shit all over again until you can try the part you actually failed at. Again. I'm looking at you. Uncharted 1 and Spyro Eternal Night. Halo says enemies will happily follow you through the entire level, which is cool until you remember that the game has strict location-based checkpoints, so you could easily miss 223 if you're moving forward in the level while killing enemies behind you. It's one of the things that makes the library hell. That's why I kill literally everything before moving to the next area, unless it's infinitely respawning where I move on quickly and then turn around and clear anything that followed me far enough. Just pause it. No, I can't pause an online shooter. Well, these dishes ain't gonna clean themselves. Get off your butt. But mom, I'm almost done. 5 more minutes. Okay. Cheater in multiplayer games. Poorly designed UI. I was excited to get Resetia and then I tried to play the damn thing. Charming game, but needs modding to make it usable. On that note, going from modded Minecraft back to vanilla feels awful. Where has all of my inventory sorting gone? Basically every game that gets ported from console to PC does this for me. Press enter to exit the splash screen. Hold F to interact with people. Hot damn. Holding buttons grinds my gears. Make sure not to press F instead. Pressing F is melee. Use Q and E to navigate the menu. Because why not? Use R and Z to select items in your inventory, except in your skills inventory, where it is T and Z for no ducking reason. Do not use your mouse for anything. Ever. Drag and drop is not a thing that exists and neither is clicking. Our simple, intuitive keyboard shortcut layout is here for you. Game being called RPG, but lacking poor RPG element. Critique towards games you never finished. Microtransactions. Critique towards games you never finished. Why this one? I can understand being annoyed at people who critique and haven't played it, but why would finishing it be a requirement? I recently played Hello Neighbor. I couldn't even finish the first level due to glitches, and in the first level you can already tell that the puzzles follow no actual logic. What's wrong with me criticizing the game because of that? I had the same issues with Hello Neighbor when I tried playing. Watched a vid of the first level and was like, WTF, how in the hell are you supposed to figure that shit out? Macro transactions more than anything. Stop being so greedy and make a decent game for a stated price. Escort quests in general and specifically escort quests, where the NPC moves at a speed somewhere between walk and run. Duck, I accidentally killed my hostage again. Ooh. When the only thing to progress in the game is to do something immoral, but then the game shames you for doing the immoral thing until the very end. It always feels like a wasted opportunity to discuss on how people can be pushed to do bad things by circumstances that are out of their control. It's a much less hack message. Alternatively, actually make it so there are ways around doing the bad thing. If you're creative enough, then at least the shaming is somewhat justified. Wonder which game started the trend. Yeah, it would be so interesting to have a choice like, okay, either you kill this adorable puppy because IDK, you need its bones to make a potion to save a king's life or something. or you have to chase down some obscure alternative that involves a torturous journey, that involves frustrating hurdles to overcome. Takes 3 times longer. Practically is so difficult it reduces you to tears, and through it all you aren't even sure if it will work, and whether you might need to kill the puppy after all. After everything you've been through. But then it works, and OMG you'd be so happy. Gatekeepers. For example, you're only a real gamer if you can beat Contrab without extra lives. Blindfolded and no deaths. I'm gonna give a controversial statement people are divided on. I'm intrigued where the community stands, and why. Mobile gamers are also gamers. I mean, yeah, they're still gaming, just on a different device. I personally dislike mobile games, but not everyone has PC/consoles. Most people have a phone. I think it's that mobile gaming is relatively newer, and with smartphones the quality of game has increased somewhat. I think it's just that when we think of gamers, we typically think of console or PC gaming, not mobile gaming. Gatekeeping. Let people enjoy the games they want to. Boomers saying that video games cause violence. Toxic opponents. Trying to have fun is hard when people are insulting you left, right and center. Toxic opponents. I'll take toxic opponents 1,000 times over even one toxic teammate. Being kicked from the server for said lag. Games that have puzzles where you need to find some small item, but more lever to proceed, and you have to waste 30 minutes looking around in super dark rooms/dungeons. I feel like I have to squint my eyes so much it almost gives me headaches. I have zero patience for that kind of stupid stuff. This one always gets me too. I like when games have you adjust the brightness at the start, and I always make it brighter than they recommend, because I can never see anything in the dark dungeons. That guy playing ST music over his headset. When you've been working hard at the game for a while and some rich dude starts the game and buys some stuff that would take you a long to get. Star Wars Battlefront 2 in a nutshell. These people literally played to wipe the floor with everyone else because they out money to get more crates, inside of which are overpowered skills and items that you wouldn't be able to get without farming for days if you played normally, that is. Are you talking about the scandal that happened 3 years ago? Forgetting to backup original files after you ducked up your mods. I was playing a FPS game, and it was a really good game at the beginning. I told the enemy team I was having fun, and that I feel their big page's energy, but after the first half they got really salty and annoying and the game ended in a draw. When your frames drop, and also when the game freezes for a split second, and then you're dead already. People who are empty and spam the chat with links to their sites. People losing their shit when they encounter a girl. It can be obnoxious praise, or it can be flaming and harassment, and both are equally annoying. For the record, don't make weirdly sexual comments about anyone you meet in game. I get a lot of sexual harassment and people asking me for nudes etc just from finding out I'm a girl and knowing nothing else about me, and I could very well be underage. Impersonally not, but they don't know that, and the next person they do that to might be. When you're almost done completing whatever game it may be, and all of a sudden your data gets lost, and no matter what you try, you can't save your data, forcing you to restart the entire game if you still want to complete it. That's why I always have 2 save points going. DPS players who don't work with the team. Alternatively, the tank who don't know his own limits and pull too much enemies. Dies. Accuse the healers when he was out of mana M. Accuse the DOS when they were already dealing with the previous wave of enemies, and then quit or something. When they start adding shit mechanics to a game you really liked, Rainbow Six Siege. I just recently started playing R6 and the mechanics are really good. Could you tell me about how the mechanics were disrupted/made shit? Maybe he's talking about ping 2.0. It's good on paper and all, but as it is right now, it heavily lowers the skill ceiling where spotting enemies is concerned. People who blame their lack of talent on the lag, except that is an actual issue depending on the game. After a certain point, the lag does affect how well you do. The entire company of EA. When you be playing days at that one new guy opens the fence too close to the car. Microtransactions and season passes. Yes, we are now literally planning paid DLC. We are taking your 12-slice pizza, giving you 8, and charging you the remaining 4 in download packs that are $14.99 a slice. Or go the EA route and have a game not ducking function without a valid credit card number on file. Being at a low level in a low level area of the map, doing my own low level thing chopping up crabs for some silver, and then suddenly meeting a player with a level so high it just reads, so you wave at them, turn to leave, and then find yourself dead because they suddenly kill you for shits and giggles. You go all the way back to your body to respawn. And they are still ducking there and kill you again. Bitch ass jerks picking on new players for fun. That one high level undead warlock in gold share in WoW, ganking everything that breathed just to be an ass. Or that human beige jumps into your AI attack, so you get flagged for PvP, allowing them to kill you. When people assume the game is bad, just because the graphics sucks. Toxic people online saying immature shit, or generally being a troll. It really kills the game experience altogether. I also hate the general need for all games to be highly competitive these days. Esports and streaming made this so much worse. Now every 14-year-old who has K/D2:1 in a round will say yes. Windows update going wrong and let me reinstall everything. Spending a significant amount of time unlocking weapons only to find out that the kid that spent an extra $30 doesn't have to do this grind at all. It ain't fair. When you lose progress due to glitches or bad game design. The infamous dinner is ready JK 10 more minutes, but you already left a ranked match. Being put in a group with children. Leaving straight up broken mechanics in the game. Then months later declaring they are intended gamma play mechanics because they weren't able to fix them. Big name games that are sold $70 to $100 and still have major issues that don't get fixed years after being released. People who play team games like Thier Solos. I'm gonna go for a specific case, since any example I know have already been said. In World of Warcraft, the retarded tank. The goal of the tank in WoW is to decide the rhythm of the fight by decided which enemies to pull. Enemies that the 3 DPS will kill, while the healer keep everyone, but mostly the tank, alive while these 5 people progress through the dungeon. The retarded tank will play like shit on purpose in random dungeons with random teammates. No one know each other's, it's random and no one remember anyone's username or character name. Keep that in a corner of your mind, it's important. Since no one is paying attention to the usernames, the tank will then start vote kick directed toward another completely innocent player with the description kick useless tank or something among those lines. Like I said, no one will check that the player getting the tech kicked is the retarded tank, so they just click yes, almost like a reflex, after seeing a vote kick for the tank, and after a quick glance at the description. And will only realize afterward that they kicked an innocent player while the tank is still here getting everyone killed by pulling too much enemies on purpose and shit. So this. Being told that the way I play my game offline and completely separate from anyone else is wrong. For example, if you don't play Skyrim on legendary difficulty you shouldn't play at all. I've heard that one a lot. A sniper from nowhere killing me. But I love being on the other end of that equation. The industry treating its players like exploitable addicts. Spammers who say a win is a win and use an item that boosts strength, while you don't even have any items even though they are 3x your LVL. When you are speeding through a quest and can't find who you're supposed to talk to despite being in the right place, and then finding out you had to click on the NPC who gave you the quest again, after they finished the 1000-word monologue you skipped. Gatekeepers. There is a place for trying to look for group members that suit your task, but there has to be some flexibility. Otherwise you just come off being a douche canoe. It's like a bad Tinder profile when the girl specifies, must be over 6 feet, make over 100k per year, must own your own house, must love kids, must be willing to treat like a queen, and so on and so on. Abusing overpowered game mechanics and then thinking you're actually good at the game. People who hate spam in the games they like then start button mashing in the games you like. The feeling that everything I'm doing to build myself a better life will inevitably be cancelled or postponed by circumstances I can't control. And the feeling that even with the best possible environment I'd find a way to duck it up. People who tell someone they sound 12 then assume that they are automatically trash at the game. I've played with cheaters so many times that I don't even care about it anymore. But what I truly hate is FPS drop. The politics of gaming. How can something that's supposed to be fun create so much hate? Lost streaks. Nothing has ever killed my desire to play a game I enjoy like a massive lost streak. When the shots from my battleship hit something, I expect the hit points of that target to drop instantly, not half a second later, when the game realizes what's up, looking at you sins of a solar empire. This is why we can't be friends. When you're about to win, but then you lose last second, / people accepting XGO match and leaving so we suffer a 5-minute warm up 5 times in a god damned row only for 2 people to leave in the middle of the next game and a teammate go AFK cause we losing. Bad or unfair matchmaking. Being placed against pros when you got the game a week ago is really unenjoyable. I hate people who use their level to harass people like hey what's your level? UMM 25. Hadarim 39 noob and I love where we 1v1 and the low level one wins while the other just pro. Eggs 123 has left the game. I get pretty pissed when I lag, but I'd say it's even worse when the game kicks you out. To me there's nothing more annoying than getting kicked from servers. Join back, and even though I make it back I get penalized. Is this just me? When people hate you for liking one sequel more than the other entry, usually when it's an unpopular opinion. Other players with no situational awareness. Unskippable cutscenes and not being able to pause during cutscenes. I don't need to watch the same boss taunt me for 5 minutes every time he smashes my brains out of my toes. And I've reached a critically important plot revealing cutscene. Duck, there's someone at the door / phone is ringing / I shouldn't have trusted that 1-star health rated Chinese takeaway etc. Unwinnable situations. Whether that is because of game design, server duck-ups, bugs or grief at teammates. I'm not talking about the jit god and take responsibility for your own play scenarios that let you lose. No. The unwinnable you are just shit out of luck losses. No way to prevent them either. Part of why I don't play League anymore. Unwinnable situations or refuse to surrender in normal games. I can understand not surrendering in ranked. I'm not one of those blame somebody for losing lane and flame types, but I really do hate sitting for 30 minutes waiting for 0 quarters to finish 2/8. Randoms you get teamed with who immediately start swearing, having background convos, playing music loudly, and talking shit before the character screen even pops up. Lag is considered ping, but I hate dropping to 30 FPS constantly even more. The ridiculous card collection system that some mobile games are doing these days. You can only hold a few packs at a time. They take hours to unlock, and you have to do them one at a time, and then they have like 3 cards out of the 250 you need to unlock the car or the character, or whatever it might be. It kills progress and effectively forces you to pay to unlock anything. Repetitive. Unoriginal quests that all feel the same. Cough cough outer worlds cough. Kinda game specific, but when someone pushes you out into the line of fire just to see if the enemy is there. Updates. Those goddamn COD updates. Unstoppable cutscenes that lead to a boss battle. Bad teammates that flame others. Toxic communities. I'm looking at you outrage chat. How long Halo Infinite is taking to come out? 5 years and it got delayed another year. I might grow my hair out until either this game comes out or I'm Anakin Skywalker. Whichever's first. I mean, I want the game delayed and be the best it can be, but I cold used another Halo game to get through college. Seeing insert strange Japanese letters irritating your cozy base. No internet as you are in a team chat on your phone and the team dick starts harassing me when I leave the game to restart. People who don't understand basic game logic and don't want to learn. The TTK is too low. Actually it's designed to do this for this reason, and lowering it would do a lot of harm. I don't care about that. This game suck. Full priced games that have MTX like free to play games that are riddled with bugs. I hate it when it crashes or freezes and you gotta reset the whole computer. This more happens with games like Raft, you know, and Minecraft. Kids that ruins the game to other teammates. Toxic teammates, the suiciders, the ragers, the sulkers. Kids who blame everything. I used to be that kid. Now I just train myself. Toxic people online. You make the slightest mistake they go nuts. The teammate who rubberbands around the map all gammoth and screams in his mic calling everyone trash. At the bottom of the leaderboard. My laptop lying to me about how much battery life it has left and randomly shutting off without warning. Network latency, but seriously, if I'm playing a first person shooter game MMO, like Half-Life back in the day, and I get a sniper rifle and I camp, don't bitch at me for doing what snipers do. Snipers hunker down and camp period. Strong enemies when I'm trying to get the defense items that will disappear. Enemies that do not stop running and put various traps to prevent you from killing him. There may be occasions that are optional, but when the objective asks you to specifically kill that enemy, it is already hell for me. Cough cough. Treasurer in Warframe. Cough cough. Shitty stealth missions where you just follow a person/car around without being caught. The most boring mission/quest concept. When I get deep into Baldur's Gate and make amazing progress, then I die. And I forgot to save in a long time. Hackers and people who say trash noob after they kill you once. When your girlfriend/fiance/wife comes in and starts trying to talk to you mid-game and then you duck up and lose. Teammates who suck at the game and instead of shut the duck up they talk back to the decent player trying to carry them. Trash teammates that have no clue on how to play the game but have a high level for some reason. A lack of animation blending. Hacker games where you can only press one button at a time because the shitty devs couldn't figure out how to make your character do an attack animation without turning off their legs. People that leave ranked games and start blaming teammates even this is all the way down the leaderboard. These flashy Rocket League players who expect you, a random casual player, to freestyle with them for their crappy YouTube compilations. Not being able to play. If anyone wants to know the story, let me know. It's nothing life-threatening, but just a really shitty story that others can laugh about. I hate it when people stab me. So insensitive and painful. Accusators. People who won't admit they've been beaten. Rather, they'll accuse someone who has clearly beaten them as a cheater or a hacker. Computer has been on all day for work. Work time ends. Start game. Game needs to download a massive update. Seriously. Xbox for Windows. Sort your life out. People who send you messages mocking you after a game if you lose or quit. When you have a set team of 6 in Overwatch, win 3 games in a row, then you lose one game and someone leaves. Buddy, we won't win every game. Unskippable tutorials, especially for games that have a new Game Plus feature and still make you do the tutorial all over again. People who don't try in a game and suddenly claim that they did all the work when they're the one who got carried. People on the team who shame other teammates because they are not doing well in the game. Most enjoyable games for me, and should be for everyone, are those where you laugh with the whole team. And it doesn't matter if your team loses or wins. Bad attitudes. I'll probably have fun if we lose 49v50. But if you guys just give up and start insulting each other, things are going to devolve fast. Underwater levels. That one stealth section in a game with zero other stealth. Cheaters. They ruin the fun, and it's not just the servers. It's a person who willingly decides to kill the game for everyone else because they suck. I try to do actual teamwork, but all I get is everyone running at the defending team and dying by minigun fire. Just like the French at WW1. Viruses on mod sites / viruses in general. The one thing I hate more than lag has to be buying incomplete games. Spend $60 on a new game. Don't forget the season pass for future things to come this year. Games being released with multiple bugs that are patched in a few weeks. And after your season pass is done, your hard drive save is bigger than the original game itself. A hair or some dust particle interfering with the mouse. Anything a boomer says about anything makes me seethe with rage. Anyone who is better than me. Hacker. Cheaters. The fact that the company that makes my absolute favorite games is the buggiest game developer ever. Hint, it starts with a B and ends with a Thesta. Salt. Seriously, don't blow up on your teammates. Even in ranked. Particularly in ranked. Even. Your teammates want to win as much as you do. And if you're a good player, your elo ranking and eventually your rank will end up reflecting that. Battle Pass or anything near that level. Just make a good one-time DLC that expands the story, characters or setting. Cosmetics are cool but useless. Lack of self-awareness in cooperative play. None of my friends like games with stories and purpose and stuff. They only like games like COD and other FPS and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like those games too, but I couldn't play them constantly. Anyways, they all are like, hey, why don't you ever play with us? And I feel bad, so I play with them, and they spend the whole time screaming about how shit the game is every time they die. Flanderized morality. If you're presented with a moral choice, it's excessively rare for that choice to be nuanced. Your two choices are, have the moral high ground that seems difficult at first, but will reward you a few minutes later with angel wings and a blue halo and everyone will love you and suck your dick. Or become literally Hitler and spend the rest of the game having everyone spit in your face and making full essays on how they hate you and wish you could die forever. Apostrophe. People who accuse you of spamming in a game you barely play. People who never can admit they were wrong. Duck this game. This lag gets me killed every goddamn time. No sir, you ran into a whole ass squad by yourself and died. The most infuriating thing in a game is when camera control is bad or the game snaps to camera angles while you're moving. Or if the cam gets stuck in / behind a wall. Basically, if the camera is neglected in development of the game, then the entire experience is ruined. It can be so many things, bugs that should be so easy to fix, like a plant object using stone sounds when placed or broken. Single player games you cannot pause, looking at every Monster Hunter World Hunt I do solo, games that do not have a complete set of settings with full screen, windowed full screen, and windowed. When you're new to a game or haven't played in a while and your team expects you to clutch a 1v5. The person that trash talks, but isn't doing shit. People that only care about graphics. Being accused of hacking, despite knowing very damn well I'm not. When people that suck at the game Keep winning because there is a voting thing cause everyone else is stupid. Directional sound for voice chat. It's awful. I want to hear my friends clearly, not muffled and only in one ear. Teammates or opponents with bad personalities / general toxicity. Ranges from sore losers and winners to people sending messages saying they hope my family dies in front of me. Games with long unskippable cutscenes. Sometimes I just want to replay a game where I already know the story and I end up sitting there waiting. I've ended up playing on my Switch while waiting for a cutscene in a PC game to end, which is just all sorts of wrong. When COD tells me to clear up 85 gigs of space for a 1 gig patch. The annoying ass team killers and people who track certain people. I've been playing more MTGA than anything recently, and people who rope can get ducked. Games where every time the balance is finally in a decent place, a new season starts, and the devs seem to throw all their idea cards on the floor and use whatever lands on the right carpet tile. Let's bring back one-shot weapons. How about some giant mechas? I don't see any problem with one player in the lobby of 100 having superpowers. Freaking Fortnite. I have a laptop with no video card, so I can't play many games at high settings and 60 FPS. Bad games. If the game was actually good, the lag wouldn't be a problem. Free to play Fortnite kids in CS, GO. They usually yell a lot, and they always have a friend with them, so you can't kick them. Either win or get a cooldown. When people in FFA games or modes team. The fact that my luck is always the first thing I blame, so I try not to, and I end up blaming the game. A ducking bad lucky day. You could be the best at a game, but there are some days in which you cannot even reach the 10% of your normal performance. Oh, and noobs call you noob while you're languishing in your own misery. Team kills. The son of a bitch going 0 and 7 in R6 picking Ash. Duck you random 12-year-old. People who do any emote / gesture, teabagging included, after you die to them. Just stupid annoying. I can't name one match I've been in without this. Edit. Oh. Forgot to mention, mainly in TF2 but also others, the fact nobody chooses duck in support classes. People that call you toxic for proposing a switch from a clearly terrible weapon that they use after you defeat them with any other weapon. Combat loggers. Especially when they pick the fight. Only people that yell at their teammates when things go wrong when in reality they ducked up bad. Nintendo Switch controller drift. I want to punch my ducking console whenever it acts up. People who say as after killing you, even though you were 24 HP. Input lag. It's like lag, except it even impacts single player. Mouse acceleration. A lack of controller support or KB/M support depending on genre. Basically anything impacting my inputs. The guys that get super mad and pissed off that you aren't playing a meter build. Also the LI test people that won't play with off meter anything or new players. People who don't commit to strategies after starting them. I'm stuck in LOL because of those retards who will still be holding angles outside of the site when I've already entry fragged and planted. If everyone pushed together that could be an easy round win. When it feels like I'm smurfing, but I still lose my rank because of a shitty team. That's the most infuriating thing ever. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.